You're an active life gym. And by that, I just mean you're either a gym that has decided we're all in active life, or you're someone who is starting to institute some of our mentorship. And there are 14 other gyms in your town. How are you different? And how is it that you are not a commodity like the rest of them? Active Lifers, welcome back to the show. I'm Larry Geyer. I'm here with Dr. Sean Pastuch.
And if you like what we're about to talk about,
I got to get better at that.
that's okay. Leave us that 5-star rating.
5 stars, son.
Write a review and share this with a friend. That is the lifeblood of the podcast. It's how we grow. We appreciate your support in doing so. We want to help as many people as we can. We can only do that if they know that we exist.
Why is it that an active life gym is not a commodity like the other 14 gyms in town?
Stop calling it a gym. Start there.
Okay.
The difference is a gym is a place. A gym is a place. And a place is somewhere people go. What they do when they get there is innocuous. Who cares? It's a place. An active life is not a place. An active life is a relationship. It's an education. It's your ability to exercise and apply that education and that mentorship inside of a training environment. And it's the mentorship to be able to take that training and intentionally apply it to the rest of your life. The most fundamental difference between what is happening inside of an active life and what is happening inside of a gym of any sort is that the end goal for somebody in a gym, the end goal for that gym, for that person, if they're of virtuous intent, is that their body changes or even their mind changes. They become a more confident person. Some will say that that's something that's important to them. How they do it is a question I would push them on a regular basis. And anybody, by the way, is welcome to come on this show with me and debate if you're doing that to the best of your ability. The other side of that, our best possible outcome for somebody who's in an active life is not that they are successful. It is that they are successful enough to create positive social influence for the people around them. What does that mean? It is one thing for you to model the behavior that you want other people to start to do. It's one thing for you to lose 50, 60, 70, 80 pounds and look different and be healthier, and that's great. Celebrate that. We want to make sure that you are able to change the conversation at the Thanksgiving table.
If you can lose 80 pounds and you're a mother of 2 and that's allowed you to become a better mother, how has that not been positive social influence?
Because it doesn't necessarily allow you to be a better mother. How do you feel day in and day out? Let's say that you're pursuing an aesthetic goal to lose that 80 pounds. You're now only happy if you look the way that you look right now. So what kind of a better mother are you? You're more physically capable? That's cool. I'm with that. But you're only happy provided that your body looks the way that it looks right now.
Well, what if along the way someone decided, I realized that my goals changed?
Yeah. So what you're speaking to is the coincidence.
What are we selling in the first place?
Yeah. What is our goal in the first place?
Yep.
I think what you're describing happens all the time.
Incidentally is the point.
I want to spell it out. Someone joins a gym, a CrossFit gym, an Orange Theory, a Fit Body Boot Camp, a commercial gym, whatever. They work with a personal trainer even. And they go all the way down to losing 80 pounds. And along the way, they're like, I had to learn how to love myself so that I could lose and keep 80 pounds off. I had to stop thinking about 80 pounds so that I could lose 80 pounds. That's amazing. How did your coach help you with that? Coach, what was the process by which you helped somebody with that?
With intention.
Yeah. Coach, why didn't that happen for everybody? Why are some people in better shape and some people now pillars of your local community? Not your gym community, your local community. What's the difference? Why are some people in better shape, but their family still isn't? The family they live with still isn't. And some people are in better shape, and so is everybody who lives in their family who never joined your business. Mm-hmm. What's the difference? At an active life, we prioritize that depth. We have not succeeded until that has happened.
Everyone, all the way.
Whether they enrolled with us or not.
Right.
It's the people you become, we've discussed in the past, the difference between debris in the ocean, a buoy in the ocean, and a jetty that breaks waves. You become the jetty. And you're looking for waves. That's our job. What happens when that's the reality for somebody, when that's the stated reality, is we are unable to focus on the workouts exclusively. In fact, we're unable to focus on the workouts first. In fact, we're unable to enroll the person until it's appropriate for them to enroll, which means we have a network of people for whom they might be better to enroll with before us.
Yeah.
And we are ready to stand strong that you should enroll with us when it's time.
Another example as a sidebar of how money is symptomatic of doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Really, really well.
So I want to keep going down this thread. There's the person who lost a lot of weight at your gym or got in really great shape at your gym who still has the friends they used to hang out with, and they go out and drink with them every once in a while. It's less often, but they go out and drink with them. When their friends complain, they don't say anything. When they talk about, oh, my wife, such a pain in the ass, they're like, oh, yeah, they ride with it. That's person A. Now, I'm not saying that's the person who ends up becoming every single time in the regular gym or the boutique gym environment. I'm saying there is a lack of awareness as to whether that's who your members are becoming or not, if it's not the focus. We want an active life client to be the person who, when their friend says, my wife is so annoying, says, why? I've heard you say that for the last 10 years. And you've changed what? Because they're the person who is now very clearly aware of their value and their usefulness to the world. And they don't need that friend anymore. And they want to be the best friend that they can possibly be to that person. And so they understand that the way that they can do that is to positively influence them by saying the scary thing out loud. I am risking my relationship with you to say what I believe you need to hear. That's what we want to develop in an active life. That only happens if it's on purpose. So how do we do it on purpose? Because I think that should be your next question.
Question for you.
Okay.
How do we do that on purpose?
Is that how I say things?
I just,
Okay.
clearly.
Okay. He doesn't have a mic, so he can't defend himself.
But it would have sounded exactly like that.
Yeah.
So
we, on our awning, it says education, exercise, mentorship. It says that in order, and that's on purpose, because education comes first. Education comes first. Education around what? Education around who are you? How do you know? Why are you doing this thing? How do you know if this thing is working? What does that feeling mean? What should you do when you feel that? How do you change that? On and on. Like, it's the education for our clients is more than the average coach. No. Let me restate that. The education that we provide to our clients formally through a curriculum that the professionals assigned to supporting them are holding them accountable to learning and being able to apply and applying is a deeper education than the best coach in most gyms has.
But what's the difference in what that creates for a facility? What's the difference in what that creates for an active life and the people that go there?
We want to create people who don't need us anymore and who choose to want us. We want to be the place in town. Let me go back and rephrase.
I don't think that's a strong enough criterion.
Hold on.
Because I think that can be true for a bunch of places.
How so?
I think that there are a bunch of gyms that can also produce that. Likely for everyone, Maybe not. But I think that could be true for regular gyms.
I disagree.
Okay. Why?
Because of how hard it is to do. And
So it's unlikely.
no, it's not happening. It happens seldomly in the best gyms out there. And it happens for the people in those gyms who seek it.
Mm-hmm.
And the people in those gyms who are seeking it push great coaches in the best gyms to become even greater and to deliver a level of service that they're not delivering to anybody else. That's what happens. And it does happen. Acknowledged. It's not the intent. Because if it were the intent, you couldn't do it for $200 a month. You definitely couldn't do it for $150. I'll give you some tangibles. I believe, and I shared this with PJ Nestler when I interviewed him for FitLab, an XPT. The hardest thing about an active life, the hardest thing about an XPT is being able to hire people who are the kind of people that the client paying that kind of price wants to be influenced by. And then teaching that person, the staff, how to understand and deliver the product, the service, the education, and the mentorship. The staff needs to undergo a metamorphosis either within development or prior to being hired. A person who has done that will not accept $20, $25, $30 for a class. Not accepting it. They know their value, and they're not taking that. Secondarily, they're not accepting a given percentage of what everything that they sells for. They know their value, and they will not accept that. So in order to acquire this kind of a staff member, there need to be proper incentives and proper pay. In order to create proper incentives and proper pay, there must also be proper incentives and proper pay for the business. In order to create proper incentives, proper pay for the staff and for the business itself, there must be a proper cost with proper incentives
For the customer.
Yep. That doesn't exist. If I said to you, we're going to change your life, Larry. In the next 12 months, you're going to be a different person. You're going to have different friends. Your relationship with your family is going to be different. Your relationship with yourself is going to be different. Your body is going to be different. Your confidence is going to be through the roof. You're going to be making more money. You will have quit the job that you are at right now because you hate it, and you will have a job that you love. You will stop feeling as though you're unable to communicate with your wife because you learned who you are and how to express that to somebody who you love. And we're going to do it for $200 a month.
I don't believe you.
Because I can't. So how is an active life different than a gym? In a gym, sometimes all of those things happen. In an active life, that's the goal.
That's what you're signing up for.
Yes.
In the first place.
Yes. And by the way, we make sure that you understand that's what you're signing up for before we take your money.
Right.
Because it's hard for us too. You can speak to this. I think one of the most valuable meetings that we had with the team at the local flagship was when they were down. They were struggling emotionally with their inability to get results for their clients at the speeds that they're accustomed to getting results for clients in a different setting. And we reminded them, you are working with the people who nobody else has been able to help now. You are working with the hardest people to help in this entire fucking town.
The trenches of the trenches.
Yes. These are people who have different expectations. You need to reset yours accordingly.
Longer game, more energy.
Longer game, more energy, redefine success, and chase micro success every day.
Yeah.
Once we had that conversation with them, it was almost like a light bulb turned on. And they started crushing. Because The If I went down the list of the people who are clients in Active Life in Long Beach, those people, I assure you, cannot, have not, and will not walk into a different business in town the way that they came to us. Meaning, until they've evolved and become a different person, which we are helping them do, they are not a candidate for any fitness business in this town. None. I say that with 100% conviction, because those other businesses would not know what to do with them, even if they think they would. They don't even know that they don't know what to do with them. And so they walk around.
Why does the Active Life in Long Beach know what to do with them? Like how has it gotten to the point that Active Life knows what to do with them and is confident that they know what they need to know about?
Because if you asked our team, what is that person's goal? Why? They would know every person's goal. They would know why to every person's goal.
And probably even the relevant goals of the people that are important in that person's life and why.
Yes. What are the obstacles to that person achieving that goal? They would know what they were. What's your plan to help them overcome them? They would know what the plan was. How will you know if you need to iterate on that plan? They would know how to iterate on that plan. Who is your network of professionals that you're going to surround this person with besides you? They would know how to do that, who they would be, when to do it.
So wild. What stands out?
Hold on. And they would accept nothing less. We've told people, we will not take another dollar from you if you will only commit to coming this often. Because we will only be able to help you if you come this often. If that's not in the cards for you, we're out of alignment with our integrity taking your money.
Yeah. Well, what stands out to me when you share all that is how many gyms in town, when someone said, why would someone pay $200 to join your gym? How many of them would say, you're not going to beat the programming and you're not going to beat the community. And that is not what that represents less than 10% of what we're actually selling.
Worse, it diffuses the responsibility of the business that took the money to solve the problem onto the community. It's now everybody else's problem.
The circumstantial pinball machine that is what goes on in a class.
Stu Brower says it well. The local bar has a community when the local college team is on TV. No one in there is there to help anybody with their lives. But they're a community. We're all Tar Heels fans. Cool. What's that guy got going on in his life? Oh, you have no idea? Then you can't help me, can you? We're not relying on a community. We're relying on ourselves and on our clients and on our relationships and on our network. That's the exercise is like 15%, man. It's like 15%. And the rest of it in other places happens sometimes as a byproduct of somebody learning through exercise. For us, the exercise is the byproduct of somebody learning.
How much money would it cost to change our sign on the flagship location?
About $6,000. Why?
I was just thinking that positive social influence would hit really hard if people saw it.
I think you're right. We'll put it on the roadmap.
Do a GoFundMe.
We'll do a GoFundMe.
We'll ask our members to finance it. The community will get behind that. That's a joke, by the way.
Anything else?
Not what you said was a joke, that we would ask our clients to pay money so that we could change the sign because we don't have enough money to change the sign. No, nothing else. I think that's good. I think, yes, something else. If what we talked about today, if you're out there and you're listening to this and you are somebody who is dealing with something in your life that you need a professional coach to help you solve, and the person in your gym isn't doing it, the doctor isn't doing it, there isn't someone in your life who's doing it, please reach out to us. Reach out to me, Dr. Sean Pastuch on Instagram. I don't know that we would sign you up, but I'll talk to you. And I'll either sign you up or get you to somebody else who should sign you up for their company, because that's where you need the help. If you're a coach or a gym owner listening to this and you're inspired by the idea of being able to deliver this depth of quality every time. And when I say delivered every time, I mean be aware when you don't, and have a plan to change what you did for the next person as a result of how you failed the last one. They didn't fail, you did. If you want that kind of responsibility, reach out to me in the DM as well, at Dr. Sean Pastuch on Instagram. We are looking at Active Life. We are looking for assassins. We're looking for the absolute cream of the crop, best of the best, world-class people who want to become world-class business people, delivering service to their clients that transforms not only their lives, but the lives of people around them on purpose. If that's inspiring to you, and you know that today, despite all of the things that you're thinking you do, you don't do that, and you want to, come find me in the DM. Turn Pro. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Active Life Podcast. Please remember, give us a hand, rate it, review it wherever you listen to shows. We are on a mission to humanize the healthcare industry by professionalizing the fitness industry to empower the individual to live a life unlimited by the way that their body looks, feels, or performs. If you are inspired by that mission and want to jump on the wagon, find us anywhere. Active Life Professional on Instagram, Active Life RX on Instagram. Come to me personally at Dr. Sean Pastuch. We want to welcome you onto the train. We want you to be a part of the mission. We want to offer you the opportunity to pursue this right alongside us. We're inspired by your effort, and we hope to help you in your journey. Turn Pro.